quarters of me.
Hello.
Pleasure to be here. I want to go over this buckler class that I teach is very much buckler according to me. So, you know, I would advise everybody to try everything that I'm doing for a while, and if it doesn't work, don't do it anymore. But at least give it a try to see so you know what works and what isn't working. That way you would know, okay, is this a me thing, or is this a mechanical thing, or is this just a thing where it's his style works for him and not me. So that way you get to try it out. And I'm going to start at the very beginning of hand positioning and stance and go from there, because I know everybody's on different levels of the curve. And so I know for me, whenever I'm taking a class, I'm perfectly willing to sit and listen to 10 things I already know to get the one thing I don't know, if it's, you know, in a beginner level class or whatever. So hopefully just bear with me. If you have any questions, I'm not going to ask questions at the end. Raise your hand, yell, do a dance, whatever, get my attention and just ask me the question right away. Because I like being interactive. Because I'll just keep talking if you just stand there. So
we don't shut you up.
That's right. If you don't shut me up, I'll just keep going on. So first thing I want to cover is the buckler itself. I like using a smaller buckler. I think a lot of these bucklers, like that one right there with the door handle, you want to get into trouble because the most important part of the buckler isn't the size as much as it is the balance. And a lot of times we tell people to make grips for the bucklers out of those drawer pulls you can get everywhere. And it's nice because everybody can go get one. But the problem is, if you have little hands, your hands wind up sticking out. Your hands wind up sticking out away from the board a little bit, and so your buckler's going to want to do this. I like a nice firm grip so the hand is close to the center of balance point on the buckler as possible. This way, it's easy to control the buckler. For some of the things I'm going to teach you later, which I know you're going to know, because I like to be offensive with this thing, it helps you do that too. So there's no wrong way to grip the buckler, except that you have to make sure that when you grip it, you can really grip it so it doesn't move on you. If it does, like for example, this buckler will move on me if I'm not gripping it properly. What I'm doing, my hand is flush up against the side of this, and I put my thumb right on the back. So most of the time when I hit, this is where you're going to be vulnerable on a buckler, is the inside body corner. The outside body corner, that's not as critical if you miss a shot. Most of the time, it's going to take your arm or go by. But this one, if you miss this, it's probably going to kill you. So whatever you do, whatever you make your buckler out of, make sure that this inside body corner is covered and reinforced. Now, as far as size and shapes go, now you've brought a bunch of different with you. You've got a metal rotella back there. The buckler has its own strengths and weaknesses. The small ones, for example, they have the benefit of being small and fast, but they're small. You get around a smaller buckler by holding it away from you. The general rule of thumb is, if you got a bigger buckler, you can keep it closer to you because you don't have to move as much because it's covering more room. The smaller buckler's got to be out more because it's doing more room. It's like a cone.
The cone of protection.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, when you've got a buckler, your defensive to the buckler from the top of your head to your knee. From there to there on your shoulder, about shoulder width. Big movements will get you killed, especially with a small buckler. If they get you to commit to bigger and bigger movements, more and more stuff is open. So you want to make smaller movements, preferably. The sword covers the other area. So everything up here and down. Movement should really control this area here. So we go into fight with the buckler and go through your legs, move the leg out, and stick him in the head. So when you're covering a buckler with your buckler, your sword is going to have to do a little more work than you're used to. If you're used to holding your sword with the point forward like this, you've got a dead spot right about here where you will get hit. So I get around that by cocking my sword up and close that line. It just takes a flick of the wrist and one of these to close that line off a little bit. And you're still roughly on point. It doesn't take anything to drop your hand and bring the point back in line. Go for the cap.
Can we see that from the side?
Sure. Which one?
Yep, that. Here, you had it cocked back.
Yeah.
There you go.
And from the side, if you're used to holding your sword like this, you want to cock it up so you've got this hole up here covered. That's where the hole is going to be in your fences, right up here. This hole pretty much exists all the time in fences. it's far enough away you can move. But in a buckler, I don't know what it is. Some people get, you know, like photographers, vulnerability. Buckler vulnerability. You think I got this shield in front of me, okay? You get caught in the head. Never parry with your head, grasshopper. The other thing I want to talk to you about that's really important with your buckler is your offhand setup, where you position your offhand. Now, I'm a big believer in doing the same thing all the time for everything. So I don't have two hand positions when I'm fighting with my buckler. My initial grip for my buckler is the same as it is for my hand when I'm fighting a single sword. A good way to get your hand in the right position is to think of it, everybody just do this when you salute me. Now what I want you to do is keep your eyes forward and move your hand forward until you can see your thumb and stop. And then just relax your hand. That's about the right distance. You'll get a feel for it, but it's going to be just a few degrees either way in here to get your hand in the right position. And then what you're going to do to use your hand right is like a windshield wiper. Carry everything out like that. Only in a few exceptions is it okay to carry into your body. I usually, when I carry across my body, I'm moving away. So I'm actually voiding my body away from the blade. Because parrying the body into your parrying the blade into your body, you're going to get stuck. Especially if you miss the parry. So, once you've got your hand set up in the right position, put your buckler there too. So, it's a little harder to do with your shield hand, but that's about where you want it. Now if it's smaller, you move it out. I like my buckler, I think this is a me thing, I like my buckler very far out. It's a lot farther out than I'll put my hand typically, but when I'm fighting offhand, a lot of times I will keep my hand out here. So again, it's a repeatable thing. You can do whatever your habit is, keep doing it once you get it set up so that there isn't much of an overlap. Or there isn't much of a difference between your hand positions. That way you don't have to, you won't develop a bad habit in your guard by having one guard for one thing and another guard for another. Develop one good guard and it'll serve you well. So, go ahead and get in your guards. And what I want you to do is, you want to have it out at a good distance. Are you in your guard? I just saw him like this, I was like, oh boy. You don't want to get pumped. Yeah, you might want to get that out a little more, because that one's even smaller than the buckler. So, the farther out that buckler will be, the more harm it'll protect you from, not the more harm it will do you. It wasn't on these full paws naturally. So, I remember these shills. Were you in my other class? Yeah, thought so. Now, with a spike buckler like this one, you get the extra bonus, especially with it. Is that cross? No. You can flick your wrist and use these corners to parry. I can't do that with a round. So, one thing I want you to do is a homework to take home with you. Is get your hand in that position with the buckler and just keep doing it over and over. Walk around the house. And then stop. Oh, the buckler's out of position and put it back. I walked around the house in my stance forever until I got my stance down. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm getting some milk. You're doing a funny walk. Yes, I'm practicing my stance, honey. So, just keep trying to do that. Because it's goofy as all get out, but it'll pay off on the field. So why don't we just pair up here and get in your stance. You don't need your mask on or anything yet, but just go ahead and pair up. And what you want to do, okay. So I'm going to show you something.
That's a good.
Your hand's big enough.
Yes. Yeah. All right, good.